Alright, so now we've created our textures in Photoshop, or a couple of textures. What we're going to do now is that we're going to go ahead and start getting our scene set up for our model. What we're looking at is 3 different materials. There's white, there's gray, and there's red. We're going to focus on this white material, and what I'm doing is a powder coat, and we're going to mix it in with this texture here to get some real globby messiness. It'll be fun. Stick with me. So first thing I want to do is I found this powder coat texture on the Google, and what I want to do is make a normal map for it. So what we're going to do real quick in Photoshop is use the filter NVIDIA tools, which you can download. Normal map filter. The default settings are pretty much there and they're ready to go. If I hit OK, it'll create the normal map. You can see, if you look closely, it's an RGB value describing the actual height of what the texture is describing. So right here with this texture code alone, we could probably go pretty far with it, but we want to go ahead and add things to it. We'll do that in 3ds Max. So first off, let's save as. I've already made this once, and what I call is PDR for powder and CT for coat. So PDRCT _ N for normal. Hit save. Yes, I'm replacing it. Highest image. It's a JPEG. Now that I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my history and get rid of that layer and go back to my diffuse color so I don't ruin everything. I have the original copy of the JPEG normal map, so I can keep this guy separate. Let's go into 3ds Max real quick and let's bring that material in and start talking about how to create a normal map. Blank scene. We're going to build our crate through here, so I'll open up the material editor. A lot of you guys are used to the compact editor, which is what Max has had for a long time. I want to show you the Slate editor. So if we go to modes, go to Slate editor, we'll get here, and this is a brand new clean palette, if you will. Best thing to do is to right click and you get all these menus that we have access to in the compact editor. If I go to materials, standard, creates a standard here. If we double click on the flag, we'll have the menu options that we have in the compact editor. Double click on the ball to make it a little larger so we can see it. What we have here now is we have these little nodes here. If we click and hold, we'll get a wire. And click on bitmap. Let's pick our bitmap powder coat. So click over here. So now we have a flag here. Now if we look, it's this same thing we always have here, and that is what we have, what is active here. You can tell by the dotted lines. I double click here, it becomes active. That is where we open and close the size of it if we get real complex with our scene. And I'm going to come in here and add a bump. We're going to do our normal map. So what we have here is we're going to go to bump. We get all these maps here which you have in the compact editor. We're going to use a normal bump. If we double click on here, you can see what we have. If I click on normal, go to bitmap, locate our powder coat normal map. And if we right click here, open preview window, you can start seeing some texture here. If you want to see the texture a little bit better, double click here, or actually the easiest way is just click on that line and delete it. And now you can see the powder coat's actually affecting the entire object. Go back and apply that there. So here's what's really cool about this, is that now that we have this established, we can actually extract a different kind of map as we go through this. We can put our object in a certain UV set and output that as a separate map for different objects. So this basically has become a powder coat material for a separate object.